The realm. Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agreed to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon update video. In this video, I want to show you what our old friend George R.R. Martin had to say before HBO aired its first episode of House of the Dragon last night. For those of you who haven't seen it, it looks like he had one final message before the show went out to millions of fans all over the realm. Let's head on over to George R.R. Martin's NotABlog website so you can see what he had to say. He said, "The dragons are here. Tonight's the night. It has been 3 years since Game of Thrones wound up its run on HBO, and way longer since we began the development of the successor series that eventually became House of the Dragon. You have been reading all about it for days, or weeks, or months, depending on how much you follow the news out of Westeros. Me, I've done more interviews than I can count. We had a huge panel in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con and red carpet events in Los Angeles, Amsterdam, London, India, Sweden, and right here in Santa Fe at my cinema. There's an amazing 3D billboard in New York City overlooking Times Square. There's more content on YouTube than anyone can keep track of. Archmaester Gyldain's History, Fire and Blood is back on the bestseller list and climbing. You can get a signed copy from Beastly Books. Reviews have been coming in, most good, some bad. I don't know what else I can say, except House of the Dragon airs tonight on HBO and HBO Max. Now, what George actually says next makes me think he might have been a little excited and nervous about the first episode finally airing on HBO. He said, "Whatever happens from here, my sincere thanks go out to Ryan Condal and Miguel Sapochnik, to one of the most astonishing casts it has ever been my honor to work with. An incredible crew, to an amazing writing staff, to my friends at HBO, past and present, who have worked for years to bring Hot D to fruition, and to the fans, without whom none of this would have happened. And a tip of my cap to my editors, publishers, and readers as well. It all began 40 odd years ago with a book. Watch the show. I hope you'll enjoy it." Now, it's insane to actually think that George R.R. Martin began this story nearly 40 years ago, when he first envisioned the scene where the Starks find their direwolves in the late summer snows. And now we're here, with many best-selling novels later, one massively successful show in Game of Thrones, arguably the most successful show ever, and now this new show with House of the Dragon. It's amazing to think how we're finally here. Even after Game of Thrones had such a divisive ending, this fandom is so strong there's still millions and millions of fans like me and you who are ready for more and then some. Now, the reason why I think he was a little nervous is because of how he said, whatever happens from here, he wants to thank everyone who was involved with making the show. He knows that letting the news outlets review the show early is one thing, but showing the first episode, and eventually the whole first season to the entire world is something entirely different. I mean, he knows better than anyone. If the fans do not like House of the Dragon, they will not be afraid to let him and everyone else who worked on it know exactly how they feel. Like I said in my video last night, I think they did a great job with the first episode. Now, it might not have had one of those standout moments, like the White Walker's reveal, but it still did an amazing job at introducing us to all of these characters, their relationships with one another, and their own conflicts and desires. I believe this show will only get better from here on out. If you've read Fire and Blood, you definitely know about all the amazing moments that are heading our way. Also, in another one of George R.R. Martin's recent interviews, he said he will no longer guess at when he will release The Winds of Winter. If you know his history, then you know he sucks at guessing whenever he will finish his novels. All it ends up doing is making the fans even more angry whenever he misses a deadline. He said, "I do find it a little grisly whenever fans speculate online about what's going to happen to the rest of my novels after I die. I don't feel close to dying." Well, George, if it means anything to you, I do hope that you live forever. I also think it's a little disrespectful whenever fans discuss what might happen with the Winds of Winter or even A Dream of Spring when he dies. Now that House of the Dragon is finally here, how many of you would rather have the Winds of Winter instead of the new show? If you actually did have the option of having one or the other, which one would you want right now? I am wondering if House of the Dragon's first episode had any effect whatsoever on what the fans actually want. Now, I'm sure most of the book readers would rather have the Winds of Winter, but I am wondering if it even matters to those of you who haven't read them. Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, I have a lot more videos that I will be releasing this week. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you're the first to know whenever I release a new video. I still have my full breakdown and review on the way. As always, I want to thank everyone for watching this video. I hope you all have a great day. I will see you again very soon. Bye.